Welcome to Cut It Out Neighbors, Friends, and Families, a public education campaign designed to raise awareness of the warning signs of women abuse, domestic violence, so that those close to an at-risk woman or an abusive man can help. Cut It Out is a project of the Neighbors, Friends, and Families campaign. My name is Arlene Morale. It is my privilege to bring to you Cut It Out. As a salon professional, I have experienced firsthand how I, as a salon professional, have made a difference to women experiencing domestic violence. Neighbors, Friends, and Families is a province-wide campaign to end women abuse, which was launched in 2005. It is a partnership between the Ontario government and the expert panel on Neighbors, Friends, and Families, and is delivered through the Centre for Research and Education on Violence Against Women and Children. Cut It Out was conceived and first implemented in 2002 in the state of Alabama and has become a national program dedicated to mobilizing salon professionals. Cut It Out builds awareness of women abuse and domestic violence and trains salon professionals to recognize warning signs and safely refer clients to community resources. Salon professionals have a role to play in preventing violence against women. The Cut It Out campaign is designed to raise awareness about domestic violence and to provide salon professionals with information and strategies to help them. Cut It Out is designed for all the professionals working within the salon and spa industry, including estheticians and massage therapists. Cut It Out recognizes that all the professionals in salons and spas have developed unique relationships with their clientele. This connection allows for clients to feel safe and can then potentially disclose information related to women abuse and violence. The goal of NFF and Cut It Out is to create awareness and education about the warning signs by empowering salon professionals to be able to respond effectively using the NFF brochures and connecting clients to community resources and supports. Everyone in the community has a role to play in helping to prevent women abuse. Thank you for participating today. Thank you for joining us in working with local communities across Ontario. It is widely known that most Ontarians feel a personal responsibility for reducing women abuse, and recognizing is the first step. As salon professionals, we have an important and unique role in helping prevent women abuse. The first step is to recognize the warning signs and risk factors. Cut It Out builds on the trusting relationships we develop with our clients that allow us, as salon professionals, to the unique ability to be able to safely refer to the local community resources. You are not expected to be an expert. It is not your role to give personal advice or counseling. The primary focus of Cut It Out is to educate salon professionals about the warning signs specific in the salon setting and to respond effectively. If not us, then who? This will come as no surprise to those of us working in salons and the spa industry. In our role, we see our clients anywhere from 6 to 52 times in a year, sometimes more often than our clients see their families or relatives. Often, we see our clients during the many milestones or occasions in their lives. 26 million people in North America visit beauty salons and spas every week. 68% of our clients choose us for many reasons, along with the service that we provide. A third of the time spent talking with us, their salon professional, is spent hashing over serious problems. And this is the best. A whopping 84% of our clients trust the advice that we provide. Further to this, psychologist Carl Rogers suggests that relationships that have elements of unconditional acceptance. This acceptance is present when one person is not judging another's words or actions and accepts the other as they honestly describe life. When we are in this relationship, we feel safe, comfortable, and open up. These relationships are therapeutic and often rare. Salon professionals We are experienced listeners. We must be able to communicate with clients in regards to the salon services we are to perform. We design the client's image of themselves, our presence in their life, and the unconditional acceptance positions us to instill courage, confidence, and hope for clients who may be experiencing women abuse or domestic violence. Research shows that most abused women never call the police or go to a shelter. However, they usually talk about the abuse with someone they trust. Salon professionals are only one of a few that touch our clients. Touch within the salon setting reveals caring. A bond is created through the services salon professionals provide. Because of the relationship's intimate and nurturing nature, a salon professional who usually sees a client regularly can often spot signs of physical abuse that others may never see, as well as can easily recognize changes in clients' behaviors. The objectives of the Neighbors, Friends, and Family campaign, recognizing the warning signs of domestic violence and women abuse, in particular in the salon setting. To be able to respond effectively, sensitively, with appropriate information, and to refer clients to the local community resources and supports. The Domestic Violence Death Review Committee was developed to assist the Ontario Office of the Chief Coroner to investigate and review deaths occurring as a result of domestic violence. Many consistent factors were found during the several years of review. One consistent finding: with public education, some deaths are preventable. Neighbors, Friends, and Families was cited as a model program to engage the community and to provide information about the warning signs and how to take action safely. Physical and sexual abuse costs Canada over $4 billion each year, factoring into account social services, criminal justice, lost employment days, and healthcare interventions. Violence against women occurs across all ethnic, racial, religious, age, social, and economic groups. However, some women are more vulnerable and more likely to experience violence, including women with disability, geographically isolated women, young women, and Aboriginal women. 61% of adults in Canada say they personally know at least one woman who has experienced physical or sexual abuse. Defining domestic violence and women abuse. Domestic violence is a pattern of behavior and a method of control within an intimate relationship in which one partner dominates the other. Incidents of violence and abuse may be frequent or infrequent, brutal or mild. Anyone can be a victim. However, most victims are women, but men can be victims too. Most abusers are men, and those who abuse make excuses for their behavior. Domestic violence happens between people of all ages, races, and religions. It occurs regardless of sexual orientation, mental or physical ability. It occurs to people of all educational and income level. It happens and occurs in dating relationships, new relationships, and long-term relationships. Women abuse is about power and control. It is ongoing, systematic, and patterned. It is not someone losing their temper or behaving badly. An abuser is not usually abusive to everyone. They can seem like a great person to most people. They can turn it off and on. This ability to control or hide abusive behavior demonstrates a capacity to choose who the target is. And there are many forms of abuse. Physical violence may be the easiest to see, but it is no more devastating for victims who suffer other forms such as psychological abuse, sexual violence, religious persecution, or economic control. Neighbors, friends, family members may think that if there are bruises, it is an abuse, and for many victims themselves, they do not recognize the behavior as abuse because it is culturally or historically normal and even acceptable. Victims often blame themselves And abusive men will rarely take responsibility for their actions. They are master manipulators and can be very charming to everyone around them. This makes it even harder for her, the victim, to find support or help. You don't have to be an expert or provide advice or counseling. If you start from a genuine place of concern, you can respond effectively. I have noticed. I am concerned for you. I've seen the bruises. I am worried about what is happening to you. I know where you can find help. There are many ways to make a small gesture of caring and concern that could open the door for someone who is alone or afraid. Your goal is not to solve the problem, but to open the door for support. Your client may also wish to discuss any of the following. Her partner will not allow her to come more often to the salon. Her partner will not allow her to change her hairstyle, her color, or try new techniques. Her partner is controlling and extremely jealous. He continuously calls and checks up on her or accompanies her to her appointments. He tells you how you are going to perform that salon service in the image of how he sees his partner. She may wish to talk about relationship problems that seem to be controlling or abusive, or that the salon is the only place she is allowed to go because of the all-female environment. Take a moment to just read over some of these general warning signs. Evidence of one of these does not necessarily mean your client is being abused, but seeing several signs may indicate a pattern of behavior.
Thanks, Arlene. Hi, my name is Tracy Rogers, and I also was a hairdresser. Now I am the coordinator for Sarnia-Lambton Coordinating Committee on Violence Against Women. Making the neighbor, friends, and family brochure accessible to you, your employees, your co-worker, and clients is a key component of ending women abuse. Knowing how to support her can be more challenging if she denies that she's being abused or when she stays in an abusive situation. It is important to find ways to support her and to respect that it has to be her decision about what she wants to do. Respond. The purpose of Cut It Out is not to ask salon professionals to counsel clients, but to feel empowered to recognize the warning signs and how to respond in an appropriate manner, to give information, not advice. The next part of the presentation will focus on the effects and the appropriate responses. Keep in mind that any woman can be abused. You don't have to be an expert, and your role is not to be a counselor. There are professionals in our community who will provide expert services and advice. As a salon professional, we have the unique ability to be able to connect with women to the information and services available. For many women, it takes a lot of time, planning, and courage to escape the abuse. In the meantime, it is important for women to know that help is free and available from people in the community. The simple act of being empathetic and caring can help make it possible for women to take action. Overcoming hesitation. It is natural response to be hesitant. If you're hesitating and telling yourself that it's none of your business, you might be wrong, or clients may not want to talk about it, keep in mind that expressing your concern will help her let her know that you care. You might even save her life. By expressing your concern, it may help break the isolation and silence. Often abusers are masters at control and manipulation. Keep those they abuse isolated from family and friends. Often, due to all-female nature of the salon, this is one place victims of abuse are allowed to go. However, if you suspect that your client may be experiencing abuse or in fear of their safety, call 911 or your local police. Every situation is unique, and your quick response will play a key factor in a client getting the help that she needs. An abused woman requires confidentiality and to protect herself from her children. Unless keeping the information confidential will compromise her and her children's safety, such as not reporting suspected child abuse to the appropriate authority, respect her privacy. How do you reach out to someone who may be experiencing abuse? The best role you can take is to provide your client with information or resources from the community. Provide the neighbor, friends, and family brochures, cards to each participant in the place of salon. Sometimes keeping the brochure in a clever yet private location will prove to be useful if a client discloses. Give information, not advice. You can call this a confidential hotline, and they'll make a plan, or the women's shelter offers free help, support, and a safe place to stay. Expressing concern, validate your client's feeling. Knowing that there's someone to talk to who understands is helpful for victims of abuse. You can often say, he or she has no right to do that to you. You're not alone. That sounds really scary. Encourage outreach for assistance in creating a safety plan. Why women sometimes chooses to stay. A woman may choose to stay in an abusive relationship for a number of reasons. She may believe that leaving is too dangerous and that she and her children would be safer to stay. She feels that her children would be better off if she stays. She's worried about her finances, fear of abandonment by her family and or her religious, spiritual, or cultural community, believes that her partner will change his behavior, little support from those around her, no confidence in her own decision-making power. She may face barriers which further isolates her, such as a disability, her age, culture, languages, or living in a remote area. Respect her decision. No one can make the decision to leave for an abused woman. A woman's family and friend can help her learn to trust her instincts and provide her with information and support. This support will improve her ability to escape safely. The term safety planning is often used to capture a variety of tools and strategies to increase the safety of women and their children. Safety planning involves providing information, access to resources, supportive assistance to women so she can develop a plan of action to prepare herself and her children from being safe in advance of a potential dangerous situation. There are professionals in your community who will help with safety planning. You can find them by calling the Assaulted Women's Helpline or finding your local contacts such as the shelter, police, and many websites. But you should also understand the basics of safety planning. Get to know the brochure. What are the things you need to know if someone you know is being abused? What can you do if a client or someone you know and a co-worker is being abused? Believe the person who tells you that she is being abused. Her abuser may have convinced her that it is all at her fault and that she doesn't deserve any better treatment. Keep whatever she tells you confidential. Her life may be at stake. Gently guide her to find help. Suggest that she contacts her local domestic violence agency or shelter. Don't try to fix the problem for her or become her counselor. Your local domestic violence agency is staffed with trained professionals to counsel victims and help to ensure their safety. Help others to understand that domestic violence is absolutely, totally unacceptable and usually escalates over time. Have the neighbors, friends, and family brochure information at your local agency. Talking to an abusive man is another initiative element of the Neighbor, Friends, and Family campaign. It is important to understand the campaign is not advocating for you to confront an abusive man or to challenge people you don't know. This brochure is intended to support the people who care around the person who is acting abusively. For example, your brother, your best friend, your uncle. This brochure will give you ideas how to do that. It is important not to take a confrontational attitude, which may understandably, but can be dangerous for the woman. Call the helpline first if you find yourself in a situation where you want to talk to someone you believe is acting abusively. Don't be afraid to get help for yourself. In the salon setting, if he is also your client, and during his appointment he discusses her, he questions you about your conversations with her during her appointment, he manipulates the conversation to gain information from you about her, he appears to be controlling and jealous, it is crucial to protect her privacy and confidence by keeping what she shares with you confidential. By being aware, your response is reflective of her safety and his ability to manipulate you, and how information he collects from you can be used against her. If a salon professional does nothing else but display the neighbor, friends, and family material in the salon, this alone could save the life and is very important. There are many ways salon professionals can take action. Let her know about the brochures and what services are available in your community. And remember not to give advice or counsel your client, and that you can't fix the problem. Let the professional do this for them. Every community is different. Please contact your local women's shelter, sexual assault center, counseling services, victim services, and police services to find out who can help women of abuse. The Assaulted Women Helpline phone number is in all the brochures. The service is anonymous and confidential and provided in up to 154 languages. Dispelling the common myth. If it was that bad, she would just leave. There are many reasons why women may not leave. Not leaving doesn't mean that the situation is okay or that the victim wants to be abused. Leaving can be dangerous. The most dangerous time for a woman who is being abused is when she tries to leave. Domestic violence is a personal problem between a husband and a wife. Domestic violence affects everyone. Alcohol, drug abuse, stress, mental illness can cause domestic violence. Alcohol use, drug use, and stress do not cause domestic violence. They may go along with the domestic violence, but they do not cause the violence. Abusers often say they use these excuses for their violence. Domestic violence only happens to poor women. Domestic violence happens in all kinds of families and relationships. Persons of any class, culture, religion, sexual orientation, marital status, age, and sex can be victims of abuse. We all share a responsibility to end women abuse. Ending women abuse is everyone's business. Education and awareness is a key component of prevention. Amendments to the Occupational Health and Safety Act now include domestic violence. Cut It Out is designed to help workplaces with compliance under occupational health and safety. Warning signs related to clients are similar in the nature of warning signs displayed by a coworker. Everyone in the workplace has a responsibility to prevent domestic violence. All workplaces in Ontario are required to have policy and procedures to keep women safe. The Cut It Out flyer and guidebooks are the best resources for Salon Professional and can be downloaded from the website at www.cutitoutcanada.ca. Promote the use of the guidebook when concerned or suspect a client could be a victim. Salon professionals have a role to play in preventing violence against women. The Cut It Out campaign is designated to raise awareness about violence against women and to provide salon professionals with the information and strategies to help them. Recognize the warning signs of women abuse, respond by supporting women who are being affected with women abuse, and refer clients to the support resources in your community. Please remember the 3 R's: recognize, respond, refer. And just a program overview. Salon professionals have a role to play in preventing violence against women. The Cut It Out campaign is designed to raise awareness about violence against women and to provide salon professionals with information and strategies to help them. To recognize the warning signs of women abuse, how to respond by supporting women who are affected by abuse, and referring clients to supportive resources in the community. We all have a role to play to creating a safe, supported community that we all want to live and work in. As a salon professional, we have an important and unique role in helping to prevent women abuse. It is important to recognize the warning signs and risk factors. The trusting relationship we develop with our clients allow us as professionals the unique ability to be able to safely refer to community resources. I urge you to become actively involved and become aware of the warning signs It is our responsibility to help keep each other safe, and as professionals, our ability is to respond to a client experiencing abuse can save a life. No act of kindness is ever wasted. And thanks.